Hello everyone, welcome to the session. In this session, we are going to deploy a static application with AWS S3 storage. So we are going to create a small static HTML page and then we are going to deploy it. So let's start with the creation of the static HTML page.
So we have a folder open in Visual Studio Code and we have a empty file over here which is index.html. So inside this index.html we are going to put down some sample HTML. So let's start putting some sample tags into it. So I'll first start with doctype HTML in order to tell my browser that we are going to work with HTML5. Then we are going to have a top level HTML tag. Inside this HTML tag, let's add a head tag in which we are going to put a title. We are going to put the title as sample application. After head, we'll add a body tag to it, wherein I'll put some header tags. So trainer name equal to Mayank Gupta. Another h2 tag saying technology is HTML5. And let's add another h3 tag saying email ID is Mayank. So now we have this small HTML page available to us. Now let's see that HTML page in the browser. So currently this particular HTML page is not rendering any images. Let's get back to our HTML page. And what we have missing is a image tag. To this image, I'll add a source, which is in the same folder. Look for images folder and extract an image file, which is trainerimage.png. So let's save this file, get back to the browser and refresh it. So we have a very small sample HTML for our application. So what we are going to do next is we are going to deploy the sample application or the sample page to our S3 server. So now we have AWS Management Console open in front of me, and what I need to do next is I need to use a S3 service of AWS in order to deploy our application. So in this search box, I'll just press S3 and we'll search for this service. Now we are redirected to Amazon S3 service, and over here we have options to create certain buckets. So on the right we can see a button to create a bucket. So what are buckets? Buckets are just a sample repository where you can upload your resources that are required for the web page. So let's create a bucket. So we'll name this bucket as sample application bucket. So this name need to be unique, so I'm just putting a bigger name. And we need to make the resources of this particular bucket to be accessible outside. So maybe we require this index.html file to be accessible from outside. So we are going to unblock this. So once we are unblocking this, we need to acknowledge. I'll acknowledge and create a bucket. So now we have this bucket available. What we'll do is we'll get inside this bucket and we'll try uploading the resources that are required for the HTML page. So I'll just upload the images folder and the index file that was required. So I'll just press upload and I'll upload these files. So now we have this images folder and index.html file uploaded. Let's go to this index.html file and copy this URL. We'll try to access this particular file from the browser. So let's just copy this and put this in the browser. Let's paste and press enter. So right now what we are getting is we are getting an error which says access denied. So we don't have access to these files from outside. What we have to do next is we have to go to this bucket again select these resources and make them public. Let's make these resources public. Once you make these resources as public, let's go back and refresh this page. Press F5, and now I have my HTML page up and running on the browser. So I have deployed my static HTML file along with some images to my web console. So now you can use this URL in order to work out with this HTML. So we have a custom small HTML page now deployed on the web using a S3 services. So you can see it was very easy in order to deploy any static web application on the network using these S3 buckets. Thanks for the video.